Gonna go ahead and begin class. So go ahead and settle into a comfortable seated position. Maybe seated on your shins or maybe crisscross applesauce. Close your eyes. Roll your shoulders up into your ears and then allow them to drop down your back. Do this a couple of times. Taking some deep inhales in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, try to settle into a still position. Maybe give your body a little sway from side to side if you need to wiggle out any bits of tension. Soften the musculature of the face. And slowly make your way into stillness. We're going to take some deep sips of air in through your nose, all the way down into the lowest reaches of your belly. Holding at the top for a few beats before allowing that breath to slowly leak back out. You're becoming more in touch with your physical body, your current state of being. Here without distraction, you can notice what you're walking in with. Are you feeling anxious, restless, energized, excited, sad, listless, exhausted? What words feel right to describe your current state? Notice how these feelings manifest in the physical body at the same time. For example, if you're feeling restless, maybe it's very difficult to sit still at this moment. You're wanting to move on to the next thing. These feelings manifest in the body, and they pair with thoughts scrolling through the mind. Your job right now is not to change this state of being, but to notice what it is, how it is. To name it and let it be in a space of acceptance and presence. We hold compassion for these experiences as we name them. As you notice where you are, how you're walking into class today, I want you to leave a little bit of space for how you want to feel, how you want to accomplish, how you want to move forward. And this is not past class. This is through class. In the next breath, in the next movement, through this 30 minutes. What energy do you want to invite in? State of being. What word would you like to make manifest? For the sake of today's class, we're going to focus the flow on relaxation. But this does not have to be your word or your intention. Let that state of being that you desire land on your mind's eye and dedicate the rest of your practice to embodying this energy. With your next inhale, I invite you to take your hands out to the sides of the room, palm facing up, and then lift them up over your head. Palms together, draw the hands down to your heart as you bow your chin into the chest. Set an intention for today's flow, using that word, that energy that you'd like to invite in. Inhale, we raise the hands above the head as one. Open the neck towards the front of the room. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring that left hand down to the mat, keeping the sit bones connected. We're going to reach through to the other side of the room, collapsing that forearm a little bit at a time, while keeping the shoulder open. Don't let it round forward. Breathe deeply into your side body and see if you can let it relax. Any tension, resolve, melt away. Slowly, we're going to come off that bottom hand, lifting. And we're going to take the right hand down, reaching the left fingertips towards the side of the room. Open up those shoulders, stack them one on top of the other. Maybe take your gaze up towards those top fingertips. And breathe. Breathe into the tension. Invite that energy into your body, even here in smaller, simpler poses like this. What does it look like to do this pose with energy, with peace, with intention, with alignment? Whatever your word is, attach it to each and every pose throughout class. Slowly come off that bottom hand. Both hands are going to meet the mat, and then we're going to lift them up and circle them forward, releasing chin to chest, and then inhale as we open the heart, and exhale, flow forward. Nice and slow. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we flow forward. One more time. Inhale to open. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale to open. And then allow the hands to come down to the mat. We're going to roll up over the knees now, coming into all fours. Wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips as you start to find fluid movement through the body. Feel into your hips, into your core, into your spine, into your shoulders, your wrists, your neck. Exploring all of the corners of the body and where tension might be hiding. We're going to move into a round of cat-cow. So coming into that beautiful quadruped alignment, take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone. Lift your spine towards the sky. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. And then as you inhale, scoop the belly as your heart and tailbone rise. Shoulders press down away from ears. And then exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Blow all of that air out of your body. Inhale, belly drops, heart and tailbone lift. 3 more rounds of cat-cow to the beat of your own breath. Last round. And meet neutral. We're going to flip the toes down into the mat, feet hip width apart, lift the knees, and then press the heart towards the upper thighs in your first downward facing dog of class. From here, you can begin pedaling out the feet. One knee bends deeply as the opposite heel reaches towards the mat. Take it nice and slow, this pedal out, feeling into the tension that is in your hips and the back of your legs, and staying very strong through your front body. Your fingertips should be spread wide. Your elbows reaching towards the front of the room. Your breath flowing in and out. When you're ready, go ahead and find stillness, walking your tailbone a little higher towards the sky as you release your heels closer to the mat with gravity. Heart floats towards your upper thighs, strong and confident. Deep breath in, come onto your tiptoes, bend your knees deeply, and hop, step, or float to the front of your mat into Uttanasana, forward fold. Belly onto the tops of your thighs. As you inhale, reach your fingertips up your shins, heart reaches out in front of you, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with your heart, squeezing your glutes. Exhale, hands to the heart, and then down to your sides in mountain pose. Inhale, re-reach. Exhale, your left hand drops down. Reach your fingertips to the side of the room as you allow those fingers to move down your body. Big stretch to the side. Inhale, come up tall. Reach your fingertips together. Switch sides. Arm travels down your body as you reach those fingertips towards the side of the room. Big stretch to your side. And then slowly come up, reaching the fingertips. Release, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat, hop or step back to plank, and release the tops of your shins, pressing your hips towards the front of your mat, almost towards your nose, and squeezing your core. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, elbows tight to the sides of your body, releasing your belly all the way down, then one leg at a time. Inhale, use your core, use your back to peel your heart away from the mat. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. This is baby cobra. Inhale to lift. Exhale to melt forward. Inhale. Peel your heart away. And exhale, melt. Press your weight back. Flip your toes and your tailbone up. Walk in your down dog. Deep breath in, come onto your tiptoes, bend the knees deeply, and hop, step, or float to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, lead with your heart, rise slowly. Exhale, hands to your heart, and then down to your sides in mountain. Inhale, lift. Left hand comes down. Reach your fingertips to the side of the room. Inhale to rise. Finger comes up. Switch sides. Inhale, rise. Hands up. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat, hop or step back. And you can stay in a fully extended plank, or you can release the shins down, whichever your preference. If you're following me, exhale, elbows tight to the body to hover above the mat, flipping onto the tops of your feet. We lift the heart, upward facing dog, thighs hover. And then flip your toes and your tailbone back. Downward facing dog. Feet hip width apart. Check in with your form. Beautiful job. Inhale, the left heel reaches towards the ceiling. Square toe, square hip. Point the toe, open the hip up to the side of the room now, single leg dog. And exhale, pull that knee forward between the hands. Find low lunge. Knee over the second or third toe. Be strong through that back heel, pressing it towards the back of the room. Engagement in the legs. Breathe here. Deeply, truly. Then we're going to go ahead and release the shin and the top of the foot, lifting all the way up through the torso, and then slightly sinking down without sinking forward to find a nice full extension in that front hip flexor. Deep breath. Reaching with energy through those fingertips. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to open and twist towards that supporting leg. Breathe into your belly. Inhale, reach back to center with strength and intention. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, elbows split, heart reaches up towards the sky, a little mini back bend. And then we reach up. And exhale, hands come down to frame that foot. We're going to heel toe that foot to the wide edge of the mat and bring the hands to the inside arch. Still keep that alignment, knee over the second or third toe. But we're going to hang out here for a bit. Again, extension through that hip. Breathing through the nose. Focus on pulling in that energy that you named at the beginning of class. And then we're going to heel toe that foot back into center. Hands frame the foot. Flip the back toes into the mat. Lift up and step in. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, hands to heart and down to mountain. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, left hand down. Reach those fingertips towards the side of the room. Back to standing. Bring both hands up. Switch sides. Come back to standing. Slow. Lift your hands. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat, hop or step back to plank. Move through one Vinyasa. Meeting at your own pace in downward facing dog. Once you're there, check in with your form. Tailbone inches up towards the sky. Micro bend in the knees. And on your next inhale, reach that right heel up towards the sky. Square toe. Square hip, even weight in the hands. Then point that toe, open the hip towards the side of the room, single leg dog. And as you exhale, pull that knee forward between your hands, low lunge. From here, we're going to release that back shin. Hands reach back, hands reach up. Align that knee over the second or third toe. And sink so that you can feel that stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. Remember, we never want to see that knee shifting forward. So if you're here, we don't want that. Keep it aligned right over the second or third toe, nice and strong. And just create a lot of length through that left hip. Length through the fingertips. Energy up. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, rotate towards that supporting leg. Breathe into your belly. Inhale, we reach forward nice and slow. Exhale, open. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open. Inhale, forward. Split the hands, open the heart, little mini back bend. Energy through each fingertip. And inhale, lift back to center and take those hands down. Heel toe the foot to the wide edge of the mat, hands to the inside arch. And we're gonna hang out here for a bit. Still that same alignment, knee over the second or third toe. We're just creating a little wider base. Remember, you can always have blocks on hand if you struggle with the knee traveling forward. If you struggle with stability, grab some blocks. Have them at your disposal. When you stack them under the hands, you can get a little bit more balance, better alignment. They're there to help you and help you progress. Slowly, heel toe the foot back to center. Hands to frame the foot. Back toes dig into the mat, lift up, and step that back foot in, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, lead with your heart. Hands come down to the heart and open to mountain, fingertips blade wide. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left hand down. Reach as that hand travels down your body. Come up to standing. Hand reaches up. Right hand comes down. Reach. Standing. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, fold. We're going to release our shins down to the mat. And from here, we're going to lift through the torso. Inhale, reach the hands up above the head. Exhale, come into a little side bend. And then over to the other side. Nice and slow and controlled. I'm just going to do 2 more little tick-tocks. And then come to standing. Inhale, reach the hands. Exhale, find a little twist. Look over that back shoulder. Inhale all the way back to center and twist to the other side. center. Hands come together down to the heart and then down to the ground. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Do so safely. Heels ground. Glutes 6 inches or so away from them. Come to lay down. And from here, I'm just going to have you tick-tock out the legs a couple times, allowing both knees to drop towards one side of the room and then the other. Knees now face straight up towards the sky. We're going to pull them into the chest one at a time. And then just sort of roll back and forth or in small micro circles to massage out that low back. Relax the body. Feel free to take any last stretches that might feel good for you before we make our way into final Shavasana, releasing one heel at a time to the wide edges of the mat, and the hands down alongside the body, palms facing up towards the sky. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose, slowing everything down. Heart rate, mind, energy. As you do so, please come back to that intention that you invited in at the beginning of class. Every movement in this flow, including stillness, can be dedicated to that energy. Find a way to invite it in, to embody it as we move into meditation. Nose and out through your mouth. From here, you can begin to invite energy, life, liveliness back into the body, giving a little wiggle to your fingers and your toes. And then take a roll onto one side of your body, tucking your knees up towards your chest in a fetal position. And And when you're ready to return upright, you can take that top-facing hand and use it to press the torso up. Thank you everyone for joining me for class today. As a reminder, we only have a couple weeks left in this session, and so be on the lookout for the next round of fitness class registrations. The announcement should come here in the next week or so. If you have questions, feedback, suggestions, please feel free to drop them to me, but otherwise, I hope that you are able to take that identified energy and move it through the rest of your Monday, if not the rest of your week. Have a good one, friends. Thanks for being here.